Hey everybody, you're watching Cole the Cornstar. If you want to learn about all those things that they never taught you about in school that are super important and interesting, like how to run a business, how to deal with money, how to work with people, how to build onto your dreams, well, you're in the right place because we talk all about that all the time and we live through it real-time action. We're real people and we get stuff done. So if you enjoy this type of content, be sure to hit the thumbs up button and hit the subscribe button so that way you can stay tuned for more. I haven't been talking too long. Let's get to work. This year on the farm, it's been cloudy basically every day, 50-mile-an-hour winds, misty, rainy, and cold. And that does not make a good recipe for getting crops into the ground. We are actually late on getting our corn and soybeans into the ground. We would have liked to have been out 2 weeks ago. And so far, looking at our 10-day forecast, we're not gonna get out there for another 10 days, including today. So we're gonna make the most out of it. We're down here at the main heated shop today. We have this seed tender. We need to get all prepped and ready to go. So that way, once it's go time in the field, we can just hop in stuff, hop in the planters, and get to planting.
The other day, I was going down the road, maybe 30 miles per hour, gravel road, just had my arm out the window. It wasn't too bad of a day. All at once I heard, boom, blew a hole in this tire. It actually blew. Then I got looking at this tire. It's getting pretty bad shape. These tires, I can see some wires. And then I go to the other side of the truck and notice some wires. That's not good. Well, this one here is, this one's kind of in the same boat, maybe good for a spare. So that means we're gonna put 8 brand new tires on it.
Hey Augie, what we doing? Oh, you're getting big. You're getting big. Ooh, yeah, you've been not laying off the cookies, have you? Oh no. You buying my sweatshirt? Hey, I went to the link in the description and I bought this. I'd appreciate it if you didn't do that. Okay.
We're over here at the bin site. Justin's inside. What's the chances of that? Well, we made a little door here to cover our plumbing. I got to get some little magnets here yet, so when we close it, it'll go bing. Then we got a little coat rack hung up so we can hang our sweatshirts, whatever we need to do when we walk in the little building. And got that done. We're basically done in here now, I think. So we can start cleaning this up one of these days, get the walls cleaned up, the floors cleaned up, mopped up, start getting this place usable.
Well, originally we were just going to put tires on this truck, and then we realized when we were doing tires that the brakes were bad, and then we realized the brakes were bad, that the brake drums were bad. So we got new brake drums and brake pads. Well, then we realized slack adjusters were bad because you couldn't move the brakes. So we got new slack adjusters, and then we realized we had 2 wheel seals out, so now here we are.
This is the seed tender that Dad uses for the 16-row planter. We only put soybeans on this one. It can hold 2 boxes. We have the front connector that run the lights. Must have got dropped. Should probably take that off and get a new one on there. The belt that runs everything, that's starting to look pretty chewed up. And if you look way down in there, it's really sad on that. We need to change the engine oil on this. We need to pop the air filter off, make sure that gets that cleaned, pull the old gas out, put new in, probably put some fuel additive in there. We have a slow leak in the back tire here. I'm gonna pop this off. We'll bring this to the tire shop in the morning so that way we can get that fixed. We just don't want this to blow out when we're in the middle of using it. And last but not least, underneath there, we have that concoction of sorts. That's a little slide gate, so that way we can clean out the bottom of that tube. And that is stuck shut right now. So I'm gonna take all those little bolts off right there so we can pull that off and get that cleaned out. There's old soybeans down in there, and those got rained on a little bit the other day. So yeah, they're starting to smell, but good idea to get those out because they'll start to rot and then they'll start to make this rusty. There we go. I suppose that's a fairly decent amount of stuff in there. Good time to get that out of there. Wow.
This is kind of where we run into a little issue. This semi don't sit very high off the ground, so I'm going to use oil pans, a small bucket, and hopefully not a big puddle on the floor when we're done. Really wasn't going to worry about changing oil on this till fall time, closer to harvest, but with the rain and everything right now, since this truck is sitting here, figure it's a good time to change it since we're kind of working on the brakes, putting all new tires on it. Oh, made a little mess, not too bad I guess.
This is the semi we call the White Volvo. It's a 1995 Volvo. It's got a Cummins engine in it. This particular semi's got about 250,000 miles on it. Flip on the thing. A little dusty in here. Ooh, I was wrong. 366,000 miles. We tossed this semi on a grain hopper in the fall, and then we have it on the cemetery flatbed trailer for the rest of the year. It's a good truck for us. We don't put a million miles on it. We've owned this semi for 18 years now. I think this is the first time we've put tires on it, or brakes, or slack adjusters. So it's time. We're looking at about $3,500 worth of parts that we're gonna be sticking on, or over the last 18 years, about $200 a year. If we took this to a shop, we'd probably be looking at about $150 an hour to get these kind of things done. So we can get a couple $1,000 bill racked up pretty quick on some of the simple stuff. So this is one of the benefits of having your own shop. We can do a lot of the work. We can learn to do a lot of it ourselves. So that way we can save some money down the road. And hopefully later, if we have some time, Cooper bought these fenders. We're gonna mount them onto the flatbed trailer here. So that way they're actually on this. Then they'll cover the wheels and they'll keep all the mud and the rocks from hitting our skid loader and backhoe when we're doing cemetery work. These are the new brake pads. We have new springs inside of there. They just clamp around it. This is the actual part that stops the semi where it pushes against this thing. This is a brake drum. These are all new as well. These guys are nice and heavy. Oh yeah. And this piece that runs all the way onto the inside, if you can see that dark black piece in there, that's the new one. That's a slack adjuster. This is what you crank on the other side, and this turns, and this adjusts the brake pads for how much pressure that they put onto the brake drum.
Just making sure I got the drive shafts greased in here and stuff, and trying to make sure everything's greased and done.
You know what's weird about these tires, Dad? We actually have 8 that are all the same before every single tire, and this thing was different.
Yeah, probably true.
Different sizes, different treads.
I don't know if we had any different sizes on it, did we?
For a while we did.
Another what? Another wrench. 9/16? 7. We ain't going for it.
mount the fender up on the actual trailer itself like this. All of our semis have a fifth wheel that is too short, because if we put the fenders down here, then they'll actually hit the trailer. The new one on the Freightliner, I guess, is taller, so that will work. But when they're up here, then it doesn't matter what we hook up to. We can hook up to any of our semis and we'll have fenders. Sprayer trailer is functional. We have a couple add-ons we would like to do, but they are not dire for us to be able to operate. And we did get a new wheel, well, a new used wheel. The old one's starting to crack out, so got that on there. Got a new tire on it as well. So back here, all the shocks, all the everything underneath. Cooper did all that too. Brakes, these brakes, good to go. Got the reel on. This thing's electricity. How do we do this? And we can unwind it. Got it wedged in there right now. That'll be nice, because before we had this hose that we had draped across the front, you'd always have to pull it down. And then there was a little stub just like this that hung down right here, and you'd have to hook onto that. It would always leave a big watery mess, because every time you unhooked it, the whole hose would drain out on the ground, where now we got the reel. We don't have to throw it up here anymore and worry about it coming back and slapping you in the face. And then we also have the shutoff right here at the end, so we don't have to let all the water run out when we change to go from field to field. Cooper is coming up with some ideas where we can utilize these pockets on the trailer, so that way we can build some sort of frame, so we can have our 275-gallon chemical totes, and we can do 2 wide and 2 tall. So that way we can stack everything, and then all of our mix-made adapter lines can just poke up right to those, and we can have more room. We can carry up to 6 bulk containers on the trailer, plus then we can have our hand pour ones back here. So that way we can just utilize more trailer space and not be so cluttered. And then we can also carry more product with us. And Cooper did order new quarter fenders for the front of the white semi here. That one's missing over there, as we can see. But now that we got these new tires with this heavy tread, if we don't have something on here, it's gonna pick up rocks and chuck it right at the back of the semi, like you can already see. But some of them will, I repeat, will find that window and break it. We found that out a couple times on the red semi already. So we need to do something on that one too. All right, we're gonna load these up, get these in the truck, and that way we can get them fixed in the morning. I'm going to bed though. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you in the next one.